Zen. The very word evokes a sense of tranquility, a stillness amidst the clamor of life. But what exactly is Zen? It's not a religion in the conventional sense, with dogmas and rituals, nor is it a philosophy demanding intellectual understanding. Zen, at its heart, is a way of being. It's about directly experiencing the present moment, free from the clutter of thoughts and judgments. It's about finding peace and clarity within, regardless of external circumstances. This path of Zen is open to all, regardless of background or beliefs. It's about cultivating awareness, compassion, and wisdom in our daily lives. Zen invites us to shed our preconceived notions and encounter the world with fresh eyes, like a child discovering something for the first time. This journey of self-discovery is not about seeking something outside ourselves. Rather, it's about stripping away the layers of conditioning and rediscovering our true nature. Zen teaches us that this true nature is not something separate from us, but rather the very essence of who we are. It's the peace, the clarity, the joy that we've been searching for all along, hidden in plain sight. The roots of Zen can be traced back to ancient India, with a prince named Siddhartha Gautama. Siddhartha, deeply troubled by the suffering he witnessed, embarked on a quest for enlightenment. He renounced his royal life and meditated under a Bodhi tree, determined to find a way out of suffering. After 49 days of intense meditation, he attained enlightenment and became known as the Buddha, the Awakened One. The Buddha's teachings, known as Buddhism, spread throughout India and beyond. Central to his teachings were the Four Noble Truths, which diagnose the nature of suffering and offer a path to liberation. The Eightfold Path, a set of guidelines for ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom, provides an effective framework for living in accordance with the Buddha's teachings. Over centuries, Buddhism evolved into various schools of thought and practice. One such school, known as Chan Buddhism, emerged in China around the 5th century CE. Chan Buddhism emphasized direct experience over intellectual understanding, advocating meditation as the primary means to attain enlightenment. From China, Chan Buddhism journeyed eastward to Japan, where it became known as Zen. The Japanese aesthetic, with its appreciation for simplicity, natural beauty, and mindfulness, proved to be fertile ground for Zen to flourish. Zen masters, through their teachings and enigmatic stories, known as koans, challenged students to break free from conventional thinking and experience reality directly. Zen found expression not only in monasteries, but permeated various aspects of Japanese culture, from calligraphy and gardening to the martial arts and the tea ceremony. Each of these disciplines became a pathway for cultivating mindfulness, discipline, and a deep appreciation for the present moment. Today, Zen continues to captivate individuals worldwide, seeking peace, purpose, and a deeper understanding of themselves. Its teachings, stripped of cultural baggage, offer a timeless wisdom relevant to the human condition. In a world grappling with increasing complexity and uncertainty, Zen's emphasis on mindfulness, simplicity, and inner peace resonates deeply with those seeking solace and meaning. Zen Buddhism distinguishes itself from other schools of thought through its emphasis on experiential wisdom. Instead of relying solely on scriptures or intellectual analysis, Zen encourages practitioners to discover truth through direct experience. This emphasis on personal insights stems from the belief that true understanding arises not from memorizing doctrines, but from directly encountering the nature of reality. Imagine trying to explain the taste of an apple to someone who has never tasted one. No matter how eloquent your description, it can never substitute for the direct experience of biting into a crisp, juicy apple. Similarly, Zen asserts that the essence of reality and our true nature can only be grasped through direct, unmediated experience. This experiential approach is central to all Zen practices, from seated meditation to everyday activities. By engaging fully in the present moment, without the filters of preconceived notions or judgments, we begin to see reality with fresh eyes. This direct perception, unclouded by mental chatter, is the source of true wisdom in Zen. Beyond the intellect, intuition, and direct experience, Zen recognizes the limitations of the intellect in grasping the ultimate nature of reality. While intellectual understanding has its place, Zen maintains that true enlightenment transcends the realm of concepts and ideas. It advocates for a shift from intellectual analysis to intuitive understanding, often described as a direct pointing to the heart of the matter. Think of a time when you had a gut feeling, an intuition about something that you couldn't quite explain logically. This intuitive knowing, often subtle and beyond words, is highly valued in Zen. It is seen as a direct apprehension of truth that bypasses the limitations of conceptual thought. To cultivate this intuitive faculty, Zen practitioners engage in practices that quiet the mind and allow for deeper insights to emerge. By stilling the incessant chatter of thoughts, we create space for intuitive wisdom to surface. This intuitive understanding is not something we acquire through effort, but rather something we uncover by removing the obstacles that obscure it. Detachment and acceptance. Embracing impermanence. At the heart of Zen lies the understanding of impermanence, the ever-changing nature of reality. Everything in the universe, from the smallest subatomic particle to the vast galaxies, is in a constant state of flux. Clinging to fixed ideas, desires, or aversions creates suffering because it puts us in conflict with the fundamental nature of reality. Zen teaches us to embrace impermanence, to accept the ebb and flow of life without resistance. This doesn't mean passively resigning ourselves to whatever happens. Instead, it's about recognizing that change is inevitable and meeting it with a calm and open mind. By letting go of our attachment to fixed outcomes, we free ourselves from the suffering that arises from resisting the impermanent nature of reality. This detachment doesn't mean becoming indifferent or emotionless. Rather, it's about experiencing emotions fully without allowing them to control us. Finding stillness. Cultivating a calm and focused mind. In the midst of our fast-paced modern lives, our minds are often bombarded with a constant stream of thoughts, worries, and distractions. This mental restlessness can lead to stress, anxiety, and a sense of disconnection from ourselves and the world around us. Zen offers a pathway to cultivate a calm and focused mind, a sanctuary of peace amidst the storms of life. Central to this practice is the cultivation of mindfulness, the ability to pay attention to the present moment without judgment. By bringing awareness to our breath, our body, and our senses, we anchor ourselves in the here and now, interrupting the cycle of rumination and worry. This practice of mindfulness is not about emptying the mind of all thoughts, which is an impossible task. Instead, it's about observing our thoughts without getting swept away by them. Imagine your thoughts as clouds passing through the sky. You can observe them, acknowledge them, but you don't need to grab onto them or let them dictate your state of mind. Mindfulness lies at the very core of Zen practice, a gentle yet profound practice of bringing our full attention to the present moment. It's about waking up from the autopilot of our habitual patterns and experiencing life with a renewed sense of curiosity and openness. Imagine, for a moment, a child completely absorbed in playing with a simple toy, their focus unwavering, their joy palpable. This is the essence of mindfulness, a state of being fully present, engaged, and alive in the here and now. It's not about emptying our minds of thoughts, but rather about observing them without judgment, like watching clouds drift across the sky. We notice our thoughts, our feelings, our sensations, without getting carried away by them. In Zen, mindfulness is not something we do only during formal meditation. It's a way of being that we cultivate throughout our day, in every activity, no matter how mundane. Whether we're washing dishes, walking in nature, or interacting with others, mindfulness invites us to bring our full presence to the experience. Cultivating mindfulness is like training a muscle that has become weak from lack of use. It requires patience, persistence, and a gentle curiosity. We begin by bringing our attention to a simple anchor, such as our breath. As we breathe in, we notice the sensation of the breath entering our nostrils, filling our lungs, expanding our chest. As we breathe out, we notice the sensation of the breath leaving our body, the gentle deflation of our chest. Our minds will inevitably wander, drawn to thoughts, worries, or plans. This is perfectly natural. When we notice our minds have strayed, we gently guide our attention back to the breath, without judgment or self-criticism. Each time we bring our attention back to the present moment, we strengthen our mindfulness muscle. It's like doing a bicep curl for our attention span. As we practice regularly, we find that we're able to stay present for longer periods of time, even amidst the distractions of daily life. Mindfulness is not confined to the meditation cushion. It can be practiced anytime, anywhere, in the midst of our everyday activities. Whether we're washing dishes, walking to work, or eating a meal, each moment presents an opportunity to cultivate awareness. When we wash the dishes, we can bring our full attention to the feel of the warm water on our hands, the scent of the soap, the sound of the water cascading into the sink. We can notice the movements of our hands as we scrub each dish, the way the light reflects off the soapy water. When we walk, we can feel the ground beneath our feet, the rhythm of our steps, the sensation of the wind against our skin. We can notice the trees swaying in the breeze, the birds singing in the branches, the clouds drifting across the sky. By bringing mindfulness to our everyday activities, we transform them from mundane chores into opportunities for presence and appreciation. We begin to see the beauty and wonder in even the simplest of things. The practice of mindfulness has the power to transform our relationship with ourselves, with others, and with the world around us. As we cultivate awareness, we begin to notice the habitual patterns of thinking and behavior that no longer serve us. We become more aware of our reactions to situations, our tendency to cling to certain thoughts or emotions. With this awareness comes the possibility of choice. We can choose to respond to challenges with more skillful means rather than reacting in autopilot. We can choose to cultivate more positive emotions, such as gratitude, compassion, and joy. Mindfulness allows us to step back from the constant stream of thoughts and observe them with greater objectivity. We realize that our thoughts are not facts, but merely mental events that arise and pass away. This realization can be incredibly liberating, freeing us from the tyranny of our own minds. As we practice mindfulness, we develop a greater sense of inner peace and clarity. We become less reactive, less judgmental, and more compassionate towards ourselves and others. In the bustling heart of Zen practice beats the steady rhythm of meditation. It's a practice as ancient as the hills and as relevant as the present breath. Meditation in the Zen tradition is not about escaping reality, but diving deep into its essence. It's about creating a space of stillness within, a sanctuary where the clamor of the world fades and our true nature can shine through. Imagine a lake, its surface rippled by the wind, its depths murky with sediment. Meditation is like the stillness that allows the wind to subside, the sediment to settle, revealing the clear, pristine water beneath. It's in this stillness that we gain clarity, insight, and a profound sense of peace. Zen meditation is not about emptying the mind, which is as futile as trying to stop the waves from crashing on the shore. Instead, it's about observing our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment, like watching clouds drift across the sky. We simply acknowledge their presence and let them pass without getting swept away by their currents. At the heart of Zen meditation lies Zazen, the practice of seated meditation. It's a practice of simplicity and profound depth, accessible to anyone, regardless of age, background, or physical ability. Zazen is not about contorting ourselves into uncomfortable positions, but rather finding a posture that allows for both alertness and relaxation. Traditionally, Zazen is practiced seated on a cushion on the floor, with legs crossed, spine erect, and hands resting in a specific mudra or gesture. However, it can also be practiced seated in a chair, with feet flat on the floor, as long as the spine remains upright and the body relaxed. The key is to find a posture that allows for stillness and alertness, without strain or tension. The breath becomes our anchor in Zazen, a focal point for our attention. We notice the gentle rise and fall of the abdomen, the coolness of the breath entering the nostrils, the warmth of the breath leaving the body. As we focus on the breath, thoughts will inevitably arise, like bubbles surfacing in a pond. We simply acknowledge them, without judgment, and gently guide our attention back to the breath. Section 3. Cultivating Concentration. Taming the monkey mind. Our minds are often compared to monkeys, swinging from one thought to another, rarely finding stillness. In meditation, we begin to tame this monkey mind, cultivating the ability to focus our attention and resist the pull of distraction. It's like training a puppy, gently guiding it back to its bed each time it wanders off. At first, our minds will be easily distracted, darting off on tangents, replaying past events, or planning for the future. This is perfectly normal. The key is to notice these distractions without judgment and gently redirect our attention back to the breath. With patience and persistence, our ability to concentrate will gradually strengthen. As our concentration deepens, we may experience moments of stillness where the incessant chatter of the mind subsides. These moments may be fleeting at first, like gaps between the clouds, but with continued practice, they will become more frequent and prolonged. Section 4. The Fruits of Meditation. Insight, compassion, and equanimity. The benefits of meditation extend far beyond the cushion, permeating every aspect of our lives. As we cultivate stillness and awareness through meditation, we develop greater insight into our own minds and the nature of reality. We begin to see the impermanence of all things, the interconnectedness of all beings, and the illusory nature of the separate self. This insight leads naturally to greater compassion, both for ourselves and for others. We develop the ability to hold our own suffering and the suffering of others with greater understanding and kindness. We become less reactive to difficult emotions and more skillful in responding to challenging situations. Furthermore, meditation cultivates equanimity, a state of mental calmness and composure, even in the face of adversity. We learn to accept the ups and downs of life with greater grace and resilience. Knowing that all things are impermanent, we develop the ability to respond to challenges with wisdom and compassion, rather than reacting with aversion or clinging. Section 1. Simplicity. The art of living with less. In a world often obsessed with more possessions, more achievements, more distractions, Zen offers a counter-narrative, simplicity. This isn't about austerity or deprivation, but a conscious choice to focus on what truly matters and let go of the superfluous. It's about finding freedom and contentment in living with less, creating space for what nourishes our souls. Imagine a cup overflowing with water. It's unable to receive anything more. Our lives can be like that too, filled to the brim with possessions, activities, and obligations, leaving little room for peace or joy. Simplicity is about emptying the cup, creating space to receive the gifts of the present moment. This doesn't mean we need to renounce all our possessions or live as ascetics. It's about becoming mindful of our relationship with material things, recognizing that true happiness doesn't come from accumulating more, but from appreciating what we have. Section 2. Detachment from material possessions. Finding freedom in letting go. One of the key aspects of simplicity in Zen is detachment from material possessions. This isn't about rejecting material things altogether, but about shifting our perspective on ownership. We come to understand that we don't truly own anything, but rather, we're caretakers of things for a period of time. Think of a beautiful seashell you find on the beach. You can admire it, appreciate its intricate patterns, and even take it home with you. But eventually, you'll either return it to the sea or pass it on to someone else. Clinging to the shell as if it were permanently yours brings only a fleeting sense of satisfaction. Detachment from possessions doesn't mean living in poverty or denying ourselves pleasure. It simply means recognizing that true happiness and security don't reside in external things. They come from within, from a sense of peace and contentment that isn't dependent on the whims of fortune or the acquisition of more things. Section 3. Cultivating Contentment. Appreciating what we have. In the pursuit of happiness, we often fall into the trap of thinking that, if only I had this, or if only I achieved that, then I would finally be content. Zen teaches us that true contentment comes not from acquiring more, but from appreciating what we already have. It's about shifting our focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in our lives. Imagine a gardener tending to their plants, noticing the subtle variations in their colors, the delicate fragrance of their blooms. They find joy not in the prospect of a bigger garden or rarer flowers, but in the simple act of caring for what they have, appreciating the beauty that's right before their eyes. Cultivating contentment involves practicing gratitude for the simple things in life: a warm cup of tea, a gentle breeze, the sound of laughter. It means finding joy in everyday moments, appreciating the people in our lives, and recognizing the abundance that surrounds us, even amidst challenges. Section 4. Simplifying our lives. creating space for what truly matters. Simplicity in Zen extends beyond our material possessions to encompass all aspects of our lives. It's about identifying what truly matters to us and creating space for those things by letting go of what doesn't. It's about prioritizing our well-being, our relationships, and our connection to something larger than ourselves. Think of a sculptor chipping away at a block of stone, removing everything that isn't essential to reveal the beauty within. Simplifying our lives is like that. We shed unnecessary commitments, activities, and even relationships that drain our energy and distract us from our true purpose. This doesn't mean we need to live solitary lives devoid of pleasure or connection. It's about being mindful of how we spend our time and energy, ensuring that our actions align with our values and aspirations. It's about creating space for what brings us joy, nourishes our souls, and allows us to live more authentically. The present moment, our only true reality. Zen philosophy places immense importance on the present moment, recognizing it as the only reality we truly have. The past is gone, a memory, a story we tell ourselves. The future is yet to come, a projection of our hopes and fears. It's only in the present moment, in the here and now, that life unfolds. Imagine a flowing river, constantly moving, ever changing. We can't step into the same river twice because both the river and we are transformed by the flow of time. Similarly, each moment in our lives is unique, fleeting, and never to be repeated. Clinging to the past, whether with regret, resentment, or nostalgia, prevents us from fully experiencing the richness of the present. Worrying about the future, with its uncertainties and potential pitfalls, creates anxiety and robs us of the peace that comes from being fully present. Our minds, however, have a knack for dwelling in the past and projecting into the future. We replay past hurts, ruminate over mistakes, and anticipate future challenges, often missing the beauty and serenity of the present moment. Zen practice offers tools to break free from this mental habit, gently guiding us back to the here and now. Think of a bird soaring through the sky, effortlessly riding the currents of air. It doesn't dwell on where it's been or worry about where it's going. It simply trusts the wind beneath its wings and enjoys the freedom of flight. Similarly, when we let go of our attachment to the past and future, we open ourselves to a profound sense of liberation. We become free to experience life with a childlike sense of wonder, appreciating the simple joys of each moment, unburdened by the weight of yesterday or the anxieties of tomorrow. When you bring your full attention to the present moment, you discover a profound truth. Most of your suffering arises from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. The past, with its regrets and missed opportunities, can't be changed. The future, with its uncertainties and potential challenges, is beyond your control. Imagine holding a small bird in your hand. If you squeeze too tightly, the bird will suffocate. If you hold it too loosely, it will fly away. The present moment is like that bird. It requires a delicate balance of attention and acceptance. When you learn to simply be present with whatever arises in each moment, without judgment or resistance, you discover a wellspring of peace and freedom within. You release the grip of regrets and anxieties, opening yourself to the possibility of experiencing life with greater joy, gratitude, and equanimity. Cultivating presence, the ability to be fully engaged in the present moment, is an ongoing practice, a journey rather than a destination. It's about integrating the principles of mindfulness into our everyday lives, finding moments of Zen amidst the busyness and distractions, of modern life. Think of a gardener tending to their plants, watering them, weeding them, and providing them with the nourishment they need to thrive. Cultivating presence is like tending to a garden. It requires patience, consistency, and a gentle touch. We can cultivate presence in even the simplest of activities, savoring each bite of a meal, feeling the warmth of the sun on our skin, listening attentively to a loved one's voice. When we bring our full attention to these everyday moments, we infuse them with a sense of sacredness, transforming the mundane into the extraordinary. In the frenetic pace of the 21st century, with its relentless demands and digital distractions, the ancient wisdom of Zen might seem like a relic of a bygone era. Yet, it's precisely in this whirlwind of activity that Zen's teachings offer a much-needed antidote, a sanctuary of peace amidst the storm. Integrating Zen into our modern lives isn't about renouncing the world or retreating to a monastery. It's about bringing a mindful presence to the activities of our daily lives, transforming the mundane into the sacred. Imagine a skilled chef preparing a meal, their movements precise, their attention focused on each ingredient, each step in the process. They bring the same care and attention to chopping vegetables as they do to plating the final dish. Similarly, we can approach our daily tasks with a Zen-inspired mindset, bringing a sense of mindfulness to even the most routine activities. Whether we're answering emails, commuting to work, or engaging in household chores, we can choose to be fully present in each moment, bringing a quality of attention that transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. This shift in perspective doesn't require drastic changes to our lifestyles. It's about making small, conscious choices throughout the day to cultivate awareness, simplicity, and gratitude. We can start by setting aside a few minutes each morning for mindful breathing or meditation, creating a space of stillness before the day's demands take over. We can choose to engage in activities that nourish our souls, whether it's spending time in nature, pursuing creative endeavors, or connecting with loved ones. The benefits of integrating Zen principles into our lives extend far beyond a sense of inner peace. It's like planting a seed that, with nurturing, blossoms into a garden of well-being, positively impacting every aspect of our lives. As we cultivate mindfulness, we become more aware of our thoughts, feelings, and sensations, developing a greater capacity for self-awareness and emotional regulation. This heightened awareness allows us to respond to challenges with greater clarity and skillful means rather than reacting impulsively. Imagine a ship navigating a stormy sea. Without a rudder and a skilled captain, it's at the mercy of the waves, tossed about by the turbulent waters. Mindfulness is like the rudder and the captain, providing us with the stability and guidance to navigate the challenges of life with greater ease. We learn to ride the waves of our emotions without being swept away by them, cultivating a sense of inner peace even amidst external turmoil. Furthermore, Zen's emphasis on simplicity encourages us to declutter our lives, both physically and mentally. We begin to let go of the need for material possessions, external validation, and the relentless pursuit of more. This detachment from the non-essential creates space for what truly matters: our well-being, our relationships, and our connection to something larger than ourselves. The path of Zen is not about achieving a final destination, a state of perfect enlightenment where all our problems vanish. It's an ongoing journey of self-discovery, a lifelong exploration of our own minds and the nature of reality. It's about embracing each moment with curiosity and openness, learning from our experiences, and cultivating a compassionate heart. Imagine a mountain path winding its way up a majestic peak. The journey is as important as the destination, each step offering breathtaking views, unexpected challenges, and moments of quiet contemplation. Similarly, the path of Zen unfolds gradually, revealing its wisdom and beauty with each mindful step we take. There will be moments of clarity and insight, as well as times of confusion and doubt. The key is to approach the journey with a beginner's mind, a sense of openness and willingness to learn. Just as a master calligrapher continues to hone their skills with each brushstroke, we too can approach our Zen practice with a spirit of continuous learning and refinement. If this video resonated with you, please hit that like button, subscribe for more peaceful content, and share it with someone who could use a little Zen in their life. Keep calm, stay present, and remember, the journey to peace begins with a single breath.